Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of
Wellness Winners.
This is a transformative and youth-oriented program created by Ansel Mofo, the president and founder of Bella Masters. I am Desmond.
I'm Manuela.
You're looking good, Manuela.
Thank you, Des.
What's your secret?
Handsome too. Well, my secret is mind right.
Shine bright. That's right. By the way, guys, today we'll be looking at self-doubt.
Very important.
This is something that has affected me in particular, and I believe so many young people out there are going through self-doubt. But before we venture into it, I would like to take a minute of our time to talk about the Mind Right, Shine Bright mentor session that holds every Saturday. And this Saturday is very special. This Saturday, the 5th, is very special because we'll be having with us a very special guest.
Exactly.
By name Jonathan White. He is an influencer. He is a self-love coach. He is a mentor, and he's all about self-care, self-love, and these are things that we've been talking about in our last sessions. So you can check him out on Instagram. Check his handle. You have it on your screen, and come on Saturday with the right mind, ready to shine bright. In May, we'll be launching the Bella Masters Leadership Training. The link is not yet available, but we'll be sharing it very soon. So stay alert and be with us. We have the social media handles.
Yes, we do. So our social media handles, Young Bella Masters, for all social media handles except TikTok, which is at Young Bella Masters 4. So do well to follow us and be part of this journey, be part of this story, this story that we're creating, and don't miss out on the leadership training, the link to register, which we'll post very soon. So I think let's dive into
the main
self-doubt and overcoming the self-doubt.
So what is self-doubt? I'll go straight at it. Self-doubt to me refers to lack of confidence in oneself and one's abilities. It involves questioning one's worth, skills, decisions, and sometimes this often leads to insecurity, anxiety, depression. You can name the rest. However, the main core to self-doubt, one of the things that really affects self-doubt is fear.
Or one of the things that
causes self-doubt is fear. We find ourselves in scenarios where we are like, am I able to do it? What if I fail? We are so scared to fail. We are afraid of failure. We are afraid of people's opinions. We are afraid of criticism from,
and it's almost like if you doubt yourself and you are afraid, you're seeking validation from people, from other people. Because a person who is confident will not need to seek validation
from others,
from other people, or will not depend on other people's validation. But when you are afraid and you doubt yourself, the first thing is you will be seeking people's validation for the things that you do.
That's true.
So,
and fear sometimes often leads to self-doubt, like we are talking about. It leads to self-sabotage, it leads to self-limitation, it leads to depression, and many more. But before we talk about that, Manuela, have you had an instance where you doubted yourself? Maybe you found yourself in a situation where you were like feeling incapable, feeling doubtful, feeling like you cannot, this is not your thing. You thought you could, but maybe share with us. What was your experience like?
Actually, so there was this time that I was preparing for my first youth professional training program. Before then, I had proposed it to my boss, and he was like, fantastic, Manila, push through,
brilliant,
like go forth with it. And then I was like, okay, so okay. The excitement, the enthusiasm, and everything was there because I developed the project, and I was like, this is something that would be great for young people. But then, in the course of preparing for this project, I started having this fear within me. I started having this fear, and it came with doubt. I was wondering if I'll even be able to do this thing. I was wondering if I'm capable of doing it. I was looking at what other young people have done and how amazing their projects were.
You're limiting yourself.
And I was already sabotaging myself because I was developing negative habits.
Yeah.
I was developing negative habits. I was criticizing my own self. I was being hard on myself. Criticizing myself like, no, you cannot do it. You're supposed to do it this way. Can't you see what others have done? What's wrong with you? Can't you copy what they have done and at least you stand out and everything? But I failed to realize that this project had its objective, had its vision
to reach out,
to help young people professionally. And I had issues with the team, because when I doubted myself, when I criticized myself, I saw everything that was going on around me concerning that project as wrong, as negative. And you are part of the team. The team, I keep on saying team. Team, you are part of the team, and I had so many arguments with you, back and forth with you, back and forth with every other person, and nothing was working. Nothing was moving at that time. It was horrible.
And I remember seeing this experience of hers so clear that this is going to be a success. It's nothing but I kept wondering why she was so scared suddenly. She was so afraid. But how did you overcome that?
So one thing, because in the midst of the whole fear and doubt thing, I started feeling tense, unnecessarily tense, and I was too anxious. I would sweat, and I cannot work, I cannot sleep, I'm restless. So the self-doubt not only affected me mentally, it affected me physically, because I was not able to sleep, I was not able to rest, I was not able to eat well. I kept on overthinking things and panicking. I kept on procrastinating. Exactly. And I was only thinking of what will not go well instead of thinking of what will go well.
The overall objective.
I was thinking of how my audience will react to me instead of also thinking of the message that I have for my audience. So the way I had to overcome this was, I first of all sat down one day and I was like, man, what are you doing? This is your first program. What are you doing? Do you realize that to some extent you may be screwing this thing up? Because I used to talk to myself sometimes and I'm like, what are you doing? And that was the same thing that I did, and I was like, I need some time alone. So I realized that I had this issue, and then I had to retreat. I took some time because I really like solitude, a time alone, a time with God. It's peaceful to me. So I went to Him in prayer. I spoke to Him, I communicated, and I was like, Father, like, this is me, this is all of me. And this is the project I've been working on for so long, and I don't know why I'm suddenly scared. And then I kept on reading His word. It was so soothing, so calming, so consoling and peaceful, and it was positive. And I was like, this is you telling me all this positive thing. Why am I dwelling on the negative things? I decided to change my mindset. I decided to speak to myself positively.
I've been talking about change in mindset.
Exactly. I decided to speak to myself positively and speak about the program positively. I had to come to you because you know more than me. You knew how to do all these things better than I did. And I made working with you and the others very strenuous. So I came to you, apologized. I've not been doing the things that I ought to do. I strained our working relationship, and now it's time to work things out. And you are ready, you listened to my apology, and you are ready to help me. And so we forgot about the past, and
we focus on the goal,
the objectives. It was a more peaceful working relationship. At that time, it was really great, it was amazing. I had friends, family, and you still who encouraged me. You guys kept on encouraging me through every step of the way. Even when I was feeling down, you guys would be like, no, if you want to rest, rest. If you want to drink water, drink water. If you want to take some time out, take some time out. If you want to do anything, just do it. But stay calm. Stay calm and everything will be fine. Don't think negative, think positive. My support system was amazing. I prepared. I went in for this program prepared. I knew that there were young people out there who needed the skill. There were young people out there who needed the message that I had developed. So I prepared, I researched, I planned everything out. Everything was great. I prepared and I went in, and it boosted my confidence. I was self-confident, I was self-aware, and I was no more sabotaging myself, I was no more limiting myself.
And it was a success.
It was a success. You can testify. It was amazing. The feedback that we got was incredible.
Yeah.
And another thing again was I had this determination to succeed. I was no more thinking of being a failure, but I had the determination to succeed and to look up to people who helped me, not to look down on myself. So that was how I mean, that's quite a story, a lengthy story, but that was how I had to overcome my own self-doubt.
So from your experience, I'm able to pick out a few things that led to you doubting yourself, that led to self-doubt. Negative self-talk,
yes.
Fear of failure,
Yeah.
Comparison with others, and above all, overthinking. Because all of this was centered around overthinking. Just overthought everything.
I was overthinking through every step of the way. I had headache.
Wow.
I'm so happy that the program went well, and I'm happy I changed.
So these are things that can lead to self-doubt and sometimes self-sabotage. You start sabotaging your own self, your own ability. But in all of this, she was able to go back to God in prayer. As these are things that help to overcome that self-doubt.
Yes.
She went to God in prayer. She had to look up to somebody who knew better than her. So she had to look up to leadership, someone who knew better, and admit that there's someone that actually knows better than me. So the only way I can learn is submitting and learning and enjoying the process too.
Exactly, I did enjoy it.
And thirdly, you had a strong support group who were there along the way to encourage and support you. And then, what was the last point? You prepared.
I prepared.
Preparedness. She was prepared, because all of this would not happen if she did not prepare.
Yes.
So, well, these are a few things that can actually help you overcome self-doubt. We have a lot more to talk about, but just make sure you attend the Mind Right, Shine Bright mentor session on Saturday, and come with your questions, come prepared, come with an open mindset to learn. And we'll end here for today. We look forward to having you next session.
Yes.
Yeah, and each one of you come with one person on Saturday. Our call to action will be shared later on in the course of the week. So stay tuned and see you.